Hello, my name is Charlotte and I'm one of the co-directors at Lookout. Lookout helps young people unleash their potential, increase self-esteem and build resilience through high-quality creative experiences that might otherwise be unavailable to them. We work with creative artists to deliver arts experiences, hands-on workshops, talks and one-to-one mentoring, providing young people with the opportunity to find out what makes them tick and explore what creativity can open up for them, both as a career and a mindset. Hello, welcome to one of our Lookout Industry Talks. I am delighted to be joined by Helen Fraser today. Hello, Helen.
Hi.
Thank you very much for joining us, and I'm going to ask you a few questions. So to start with, can you just tell us a bit about your job, what you do and how you would describe yourself to others?
Well, my job is I work in the film and TV industry, and I am a second assistant director. So my department in the film industry, the assistant directors, everyone thinks we're the director's assistant. No, not quite the same thing, but the assistant directors, we are kind of key in the planning and the scheduling and the organising of any shoot, from a sitcom up to a major feature film. And so the first assistant director is the boss, and they are the person who will start prep first, and they will take the script and they will break the script down and they put it into a system called Movie Magic, and that is a scheduling tool. And they will start to schedule the film, working out what sets are in the same place, what locations are in the same place, and just slowly start to schedule and plan. And they'll work with the director and the DOP and the production designers and costume designers, makeup designers, all aspects of the film, and just work out the best sort of way to schedule the film. And then I come aboard next, and as a second assistant director, I will then start to plan my side of things. I have to, on a filming day, do a daily document called the call sheet, in which it puts down all the scenes on it that we're going to shoot on the day, or the actors that are in it, puts down all like the department requirements, what lighting, additional lighting is in, any sound equipment that's needed, any special changes or prosthetics or anything like that. All the information about what we're shooting day to day goes on this call sheet. But I also look after the cast. I organise all the rehearsals and the fittings and all that sort of stuff. I also work with the stunt team as well.
So you need to be very organised, I would imagine.
Yeah.
How did you end up doing what you do?
I mean, I was always into arts at school. I always liked drama. I always liked music. I liked art as well. But I remember when we did our GCSEs, we weren't allowed to take 3 art subjects. So I did drama and music. And then when it came to A-levels, there was the opportunity to do media studies. And I really enjoyed it. And I found it really interesting. And it wasn't anything that I'd really considered before. When I went on to university, I did a drama, film and TV course at Brunel University. And again, it kind of picked up where the A-levels left off. And there was some practical aspect to it. It wasn't like film school. It was, very much kind of more the theory side of things and stuff. But I just really enjoyed it. And I sort of always thought I would want to go into acting and be in front of the camera. And I think I slowly started to realise that actually my interests lie more behind the camera. So when I left university, I physically typed up CVs on really posh paper and posted them to production companies. And I got some replies, and I went to some interviews, and I went to an interview at a place called Carnival Films. But I obviously showed enough enthusiasm and willing to work that I got the job. And I worked there for a year. When you start entry level, you just do the menial work. After being there for about a year or so, I was told, your time is done here. You need to go away, little bird, and fly. And I was freelance after that.
Were you talking to people in the departments going, tell me about your job? What do you do? I want to know about it. And then that's what kind of guided you into the assistant director area.
When there were prepping and starting new productions, they would have the ADs, the accounts, the production team, post-production team, who would base themselves there. So you'd start to sort of chat to them and just be like, oh, so what is it you do, that sort of thing. So I think I got chatting to one of the ADs on who were there prepping, and incidentally ended up being him who I went to work for on the next job. So he gave me a chance. It was tough. It was I just remember being told off so much. The best thing about mistakes is that you learn from them and you don't do them again.
If people were thinking maybe the university route is not for them, is there options for them within the industry, do you think? And is there ways?
Of course.
Got any sort of tips and advice of how to go about that route?
Getting your foot in the door is the trickiest bit. Once your foot's in the door, you're kind of good to go. There are courses and places that you can go to kind of get experience and advice. I've always said I think Screen Skills is a brilliant website to go on. I even look at it for courses for myself. Like, it's all levels, so it's entry level and all kinds of levels. If you're someone who wants to take the next step up in your career, they do like great 1-day courses, 2-day, and some of them are free. Like, so if you haven't got a lot of money, don't think, oh God, this is going to cost me a fortune. Yeah. It's not. Some of them are free, and they actively want young people to kind of come along and get involved and get that head start in. There's also a great company called Call Time, and they are people who I use quite regularly as well, who like recruit people onto their books as runners. And so if I'm looking for extra pair of hands, we've got a big day, we've got loads of crowd, loads of extras in, I'll call up Call Time and say, can you send me over some CVs, please, of people who would be available? And some of these CVs are people that really haven't done very much at all.
How do you link up with other people in your industry? So what's the best way to network, would you say, and raise your own profile within the industry?
There's loads of different like WhatsApp groups and Facebook groups and stuff like that, and organisations. I mean, every department has a WhatsApp group. Okay. And the ADs there's several over different parts of the country, different areas, Facebook pages. There's a whole there's an AD guild now, which we're trying to put together. And I know that all the other departments like makeup, they have the same, grips have the same, electricians have the same. So depending on what department you want to get into, try and get on one of these groups. Like if you work on something, ask your peers, like, is there, a WhatsApp group or something like that? In my department, you don't have to take any particular like courses or qualifications. You don't. Right. If you work in like makeup, they will have expected you to have done a makeup course. It is word of mouth, and it is talking to people and networking. The thing is, if you go on something and you have a positive attitude and you work hard, people will remember you. We always remember the good ones. We remember the bad ones as well, but we always remember the good ones, and you will be encouraged and supported. And
how do you earn a living from what you do? Who pays you? Because I guess, are you always sort of working ahead of yourself? Are you sort of on a project and going, right, okay, this is going to last this long, and then I need to find something else?
Everyone, like nearing the end of every job, everyone's like, what are you going on to next? What are you doing next? Oh, well, I've had a call about this. I might do that. Oh no, I'll do this instead. The tax office are quite strict with our industry, and so if you are like a PA or a runner or a third AD, or on the lower scale, you will be paid PAYE, which means you go onto a short-term contract. The production company will employ you on a short-term contract, starting on this date, ending on this date. You'll get holiday pay as well on top of your wages. So I'm a limited company, so I'm a private service company, and I invoice for each job I do. So I am sort of fully invoiced, like fully freelance. If you're at a certain level, you will invoice for your work, but if you are a certain level below that, then you will be put on a short-term contract.
What do you enjoy most about what you do? And can you sort of tell us a bit about the kind of things you've worked on? So films, within film and TV.
I think what we do is just so I like the fact that we make something. I like that. I like the fact that we have this idea and this concept, and that we make something. And I've always loved books. I've loved stories. I love storytelling. So to be part of this big machine, this big group of people of all different kinds of talent and experience and knowledge, and all coming together and creating this story, this film or this TV series, is really fun. And you can go to different worlds. You know, I've worked on sci-fi stuff where you've got prosthetics and people in alien bodysuits, and you're creating this like sci-fi world. And then you can next job be back in, you know, Victorian age, and you're filming in these amazing like stately homes, the upstairs, downstairs, getting to look and see things that, you know, you wouldn't normally see. I think it's really fun just creating something, having at the end that feeling of satisfaction when it finally goes on the screen or finally goes on the telly, of like, yeah, I played a part in that. I mean, I was a small cog in a very, very, very big machine. You work with really talented, creative people, but every day is different and throws its own set of challenges. And I just love that. I just think it's fun. It cannot be fun sometimes. It can really not be fun. It can be very stressful, but most of the time it's fun. And yeah.
Is there anyone who you've met who you've totally been starstruck by, who you've sort of gone, oh, I can't believe I'm actually in the same room as you, or because it's your day-to-day norm, are you just, you know, you're just like, oh yeah, hi. It is a bit
weird because you always, like, when you do meet the really big actors. I did a film last year and Arnold Schwarzenegger came out and he did like 3 days on it. And obviously he's an ex-governor as well. So he had like all these like security, right. And it was all like, but he was a really nice guy, and he just came in and he played chess and went to set and, you know, did his job, and he was really, really professional and a really nice guy. If they're big and they're famous, you sort of get a bit like, oh, okay, I wonder how they're going to be. Invariably, they're just really nice people.
What do you think are the sort of most important traits for people to have if they were going to be successful in this industry?
I think you have to be a hard worker. Like, you have to. It's the film industry is full of some of the hardest working people I've ever seen. And I know a lot of others can say the same, but really the hours we do are long and grueling. And we can work in some pretty tough places, and be friendly and be someone who wants to get on with others. You have to work alongside a lot of people, and sometimes people can get stressed and all that sort of thing. So you have to have a thick skin as well, to be honest with you. You soon learn that. I mean, you soon learn to slap on that real thick skin on certain days where it is a little bit stressful and people's tempers are throwing a touch. It's never personal. It is just business, and enjoying what you do, loving what you do as well.
And what about the gender balance? I'm just quite intrigued about that, because there's a lot of discussion at the moment. You know, we've seen a lot of, you know, male actors get up at, you know, Oscars and talk about the male-female balance within the industry. Are you noticing a difference? Are there, you know, more women coming up in different roles within the industry?
I think there are some departments that have always been male heavy and some departments that have always been female heavy. Your sort of like costume and makeup departments have always been more female heavy than male. And your technical departments like grips and electrical, sound, cameras, they've always previously been more male heavy. I think it's really, I always get really like kind of excited when I work on a job and there is a female electrician or a female grip, because they exist, they are out there. It's absolutely an option for any woman watching this, that you can go into these technical departments. Like, they are still male heavy, but there are openings for women, and you shouldn't shy away from that just because of your gender. And I think camera departments getting more women involved in it now. It feels like it's that particularly is becoming less less male heavy. In my department, there's a lot of women as well, because we are the ones that have the babies, and often women will reach a certain point and they will have their children, and then they will step back from work a little bit to, you know, be at home with the children. The women sort of filter out, and it becomes more male heavy again, which is a shame. But then there's this whole discussion as well, which is me going off on a tangent about childcare in the industry, that really there should be more sort of opportunity for childcare, so that women can stay in work and can, you know, have their families in the same way that men can. So I think there is a little bit of a gap in the industry for that. But that said, you know, women are taking more, you know, directing roles and being DOPs and being, you know, heads of departments and designers, and managing their lives so that they're able to do both.
But is there any other tips and tricks surviving within the industry, or, you know, keeping going if you are not finding work or getting knockbacks? What can you do to just, you know, keep going and not give up?
When you're starting out, you have that more energy anyway, naturally. You're just like really pleased to be there, and earning money. It's good money. Like, it's compared to a lot of industries, you will earn good money. Doing work experience is fine, just don't get taken advantage of. Like, if you get offered, if you get in touch with someone and you offer your services, I'm just really keen to come on a film set, I really want to learn, you know, please give me the chance to come in for a couple of days, that's fine. I will say, yep, no problem, come on board. But I don't expect that work. I personally don't expect that work experience to work the same hours or the same thing as we are, because my PAs and my team are being paid to be there. Whereas when you're work experience, you're not. By all means, take work experience, but just be careful that you don't find yourself doing weeks on end, unpaid, working crazy hours and having to drive people around and all that sort of thing. That for me is a red flag.
Is there anything that you wish you'd known at college age that you kind of know now? Any little gems that you think, oh, if I'd known that?
There isn't. And I'll be honest, I can't think of anything. It's been a whole journey. Do you know what I mean? So even the times where I've done things wrong, like when I was a trainee, and I remember the associate producer on my first job pulled me aside and said to me, you know, listen, we feel like you're not working hard enough. We feel like you're not getting it. And I was just really shocked and like, oh my God, I might be fired. So I went around the whole team and I apologized. I said, I'm so sorry. I've been told I'm not working hard enough. I'm not doing it properly enough. I really want to learn, but I don't know what I'm doing. So can you show me what I should be doing? And I promise you, I'll work hard. And they all kind of really appreciated that. And from that point on, for me, I started to understand and learn the job a lot better. And I progressed and they took me on to their next job. But I remember that because I now, when I have green people who come on and they don't know what they're doing and I see them like not where they should be or not doing what they should be, I will pull them aside and just be like, right, okay, what you need to do is this, and go over there and do that, and then think about this. And when they ask you to do this, go over and do that. Because I'm like, someone didn't tell me at the start, and that could have potentially like knocked me out of the industry completely, and I don't want that to happen to someone else.
How many roles there are within the industry that you might not even think about, and I love that it, you know, it sounds so collaborative and really supportive. And I think talking to you, you know, it's helped me as well to understand that, you know, it's not a cutthroat industry. It is hard work. People are there to support you and help you and not knock you down, but it's it sounds like a supportive industry.
It is supportive, but if you don't pull your weight and if you roll your eyes and you moan and you're like,
there's no time for that, because you're on extremely tight deadlines as well.
No, there's like you will not, just don't do that. But I feel really positive about it all because I've just come off of a really lovely job with really, really nice bunch of crew, a lovely cast. So I've got that slightly glowy, nice feeling at the moment. I have done jobs, I will tell you, where I've been like, oh, thank God, that is over. I never have to see him again. I never have to see her again.
So any recommendations, Helen, of what you've worked on that you think we should be watching and not missing out on?
Well, I've just finished a job called Pennyworth, shown on Stars. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. So I recommend you watching that. For sure.
Any films that you've?
I finished a film. I did a film called Kung Fury last year, which is a very VFX crazy film. Google Kung Fury on YouTube, and you'll see it's like literally a half an hour short film. And so this is Kung Fury 2, which is a feature length film, and it's in the edit at the moment. And yeah, that was really good fun. We shot that in Bulgaria and Germany, and that was crazy job, but really good fun.
Have you ever worked on anything for a long period of time? The only thing I can think of that go on forever are soap operas that are just.
I've worked on EastEnders years ago. I did EastEnders, yeah, for about 3 months when I was the third AD. And all I did was like literally set the background. So it was in the marketplace, and you just have all the stall holders, and it was so fast. They shoot like 30 odd pages a day, and it's so fast. Like literally, they stop a scene, and whilst they're line running, the director's line running with the actors, I'll be setting the background for the next scene. So you have all camera plans, and it's all over like a gallery. So there's people there, like on the script advice, it's all going through your ear, and you're just running around setting the background. Yeah, I did 3 months of that years and years ago. I mean, a long time ago. And I've done a soap up in Scotland, a soap called River City, which was a lovely job. And I did that for about 7 months because I moved up there and kind of got embedded in the film industry up there for a little while. And that was another lovely job.
Just to finish off, because I could keep talking forever to you, but to ask about location and, you know, the importance of that in terms of the industry that you're working in. Is it, you know, that you think you especially need to be based in London, or is it that you would go and locate yourself somewhere and rent somewhere, for example, while you're on the job, or how does that sort of work?
There's pockets of industry like all over the country, you know. So obviously London's a big hub. You've got all the major studios in London, you know, like Pinewood and Leavesden and Longcross and Shepperton, Twickenham, you know, all the big studios, Three Mills. So London is like a main hub, but I started out in London, and then I went to the regions. So I worked in the Northwest for quite a bit, Manchester and Liverpool. There's a lot going on there. You've got a lot going on in the Southwest, like Cardiff, Wales, and like Bristol Way has got a big hub. Birmingham has as well, and Northeast up near Newcastle. And Northern Ireland, of course, was Game of Thrones land, and Ireland with Vikings and all kinds of stuff there. And up in Scotland as well, there's a big industry with a lot going on. So you don't have to stay in London if you don't want to. You know, you can go to the regions. And so if you live somewhere like Bristol or somewhere, you don't have to necessarily move. You will find work locally. Right. But also I think what you need to be prepared to do is also be a little bit nomadic. Like you will take work in different areas. You can find yourself anywhere really. Even like, I mean, I got a call about a job in Malaysia. I didn't do it in the end, but you know, you can find yourself all over different parts of the world. But yeah, but don't feel like you have to be in London if you don't want to be. That there is a big industry here, and obviously it's kind of like where a lot of work happens, but there is work in all the regions as well. And sometimes weirdly, it's kind of easier to find work in those regions. It's smaller, so people start to get to know you more, and then you'll be like maybe the first person they call. I found that particularly when I moved to Scotland. Slowly, I became one of the first people that people would call. I was very lucky. So yeah, don't feel you have to be in London. You don't at all.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Helen.
No worries.
Really good tips and advice about kind of starting out and, you know, studying as well as, you know, where you are now. And I love the fact that it's a journey. I think we should just take that away with that. It's a journey, you know, and you, just enjoy that journey, I think, as well, and work hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you, Helen.
Thank you. All the best.
Take care.
Bye.